you for joining. Thank you for joining. Today is the 19th day of April 2026. I'm happy to have you here. And of course, remember we're going to be here 8 p.m. every Sunday. All right. And we're just going to give you 30 seconds, 20 seconds to share this link with someone. Let them experience what you have been experiencing. Are you happy that you're enjoying all this content alone? let them experience what you're experiencing. All right. Let them enjoy what you're enjoying. So share this link with someone, and also you that is already here, drop a like. Also subscribe so that when next we are live talking about something that is really helpful to you or someone you know, you will be the first person to know about it. All right. Today we're going to be talking about something very important, and we have always talked about important things, but today's own is very important because the knowledge you take away from here today may be something that you are even doing now that is holding you back or causing you some sort of limitations, and it's very practical. All right. So today we're going to be speaking on a topic called 3 of the 12. And in this topic, we are going to be focusing on the closed circle principle. By the way, if there's anything like closed circle principle that already exists out there, that is not the one I'm talking about. If it coincides with what I say in this video, then Kairos is working. But this is the principle I came up with in terms of naming it that way. If there's any other principle like this out there, Kairos. All right. So we're going to be heavy on the scriptures today, like super, super heavy on the scriptures. And I'll try to make this as short as possible, but trust me, every minute in this podcast or vodcast, I don't know someone was asking me last week, like, what name do you call podcasts that have videos? And I mean, I still just call them podcast, whatever it is. All right, but this is life. All right, this is life. All right, so let's do something. We're going to start, and our main focus for today is going to be Jesus. And the reason why Jesus is very important to explain the closed circle principle is because Jesus was not just someone who came to live his life and go. He came with a purpose. And coincidentally, the purpose he came with was for everybody. Pay attention. The purpose that Jesus came with was for everybody. He came for everybody. But after coming for everybody, he still lived his life in such a way that not everybody knew what he was doing at every point in time. Not everybody knew where he was going to be at any point in time. Not everybody had the same experience as the people who were closest to him. And that's not even the crazy part. Jesus had 12 disciples. We all know that. Like, I mean, it even comes up as questions in primary school. We all know that. But then, even among the 12 disciples that Jesus had, he still had 3 that he set aside. So the question is, why does everyone actually have access to you? And I'm not saying this thing that we are going to be heavy on the scriptures in this one. All right. There were 3 things. There were things that, there were things that only those 3 disciples saw. And we are going to be going through them one after the other. There were things that only those 3 disciples saw. And even if God, who came in the form of Jesus, was on earth to save everybody, not everybody had access to him. At least not in real time. So I hope you are getting where this is going to. All right. Hope you're getting where this is going to. So let's quickly run through before our time elapses. This closed circle principle, I'm going to read it, is that not everybody is permitted the same level of access to your life. That's what the closed circle principle is. Not everyone is allowed the same level of access in your life. Two things I want to point out. God works with many, but reveals himself deeply to a few people. You know, if you are somebody who is very intentional about life, the people who are close to you cannot be random. You will select who is close to you. And that's why Jesus took out time to go from place to place. All the 12 disciples were not selected in a meeting. Like, oh, if you want to be my disciple, raise your hand. No, 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 no. Jesus went from place to place looking for them. Oh, this guy is hardworking. He's a fisherman and he has been here all night. Let me take him. Oh, this one is a tax collector. He seems like he knows one or two things about taxes. I'm not saying that is the reason, but it was not a mistake that Jesus went from place to place selecting people until they got to the desired number he wanted. Was Thomas not a disciple? Thomas was a disciple. But you can see that his level of faith was not the same as, say, someone like John. And so, even in the 12 disciples that Jesus selected, he still had to set another level of access. In another teaching, we are going to talk about if you find yourself in the position of the 3 disciples, how you should handle it. Some of you have gotten the opportunity of working with a CEO or something like that, and you are messing up the opportunity. I've spoken with some people, and when they tell me the people they have been opportune to work with for a year, 2 years, I'm like, really? And you are still like this? All right. That's not the point of this teaching anyway. I just want you to understand that proximity is not random. It is assigned. You are assigned who stays close to you. You assign who stays close to you. All right. The 3 disciples we were talking about is Peter, of course, James, of course, and John. And the Bible even describes John a couple of times as the one Jesus loves. All right? As the one Jesus loves. Let's look at the pattern of these 3, right? Let's look at Matthew 17. Matthew 17. Today I told you that we are going to be heavy on the scriptures. Matthew chapter 17. And this is a long read. This is a very long read. Do we read this? How do we read this? Do we read this? This is a long read. If I read the whole of this. All right, but let's focus on verse 6. Okay, let's start from verse 5 and we're going all the way to 9. All right, and I think this was the transfiguration. Jesus was with his 12 disciples, but he took Peter, James, and John and said, let's go up. Let's go up. All right. And now, while he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and suddenly a voice came out saying, this is my beloved Son in whom I'm well pleased. Hear him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their faces and they were greatly afraid. But Jesus came and touched them and said, arise, don't be afraid. When they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no one but Jesus only. I mean, this was the point where Moses and Elijah had disappeared, right? And they said, now, as they came down from the mountain, Jesus did what? Very important. Verse 9. As they came down from the mountain, Jesus commanded them, tell this vision to no one. You know, those of you that are read, that are always eager to spread good news. He said, tell this vision to no one until the Son of Man is risen from the dead. There was a time frame. Don't tell anybody until. That is not too much to ask from the people around you. You bought a new car. Don't tell anybody until you have built a new house. Don't tell anyone until you are traveling out of the country. Do not tell anyone until you are not the first person to make that statement. Maybe because I know that some people feel guilty and people try to gaslight you. You're just hiding your own. No. Now it's your turn. You're just hiding your own. No. What do you mean? Do you know the world we are living in? I think this topic should have part 1 and part 2 because of time, I don't like that I'm rushing it. Do you know the world you are living in? You don't. If you are feeling guilty that you're not telling people everything that's happening in your life, you don't know the world you are living in. You don't. Jesus, the one that came to save everybody, is hiding information. Who are you, my brother? How many people are you taking care of? Who are you? And how many people are you taking care of? That's everybody in the world. Any small thing, social media. You see, this is my husband. I've been telling him, but look at now. He's drunk again. In this world, you are playing. You are joking. I'm telling you the truth. You are joking. You are joking. Now we also want to talk about Jairus' daughter in Mark 5. When they came and told, I wish I can read all the scriptures, but I think I should just explain them. Maybe on another day we can address one of these, like each of these situations individually. Maybe we have a topic on transfiguration and then we dissect everything, talk about Jairus' daughter, dissect everything and so on. Now, Jairus' daughter, when Jairus went to meet Jesus and say, Master, my daughter is dying, and Jesus was still healing people around there, and before he could finish, people came from Jairus' house to say, don't disturb the master anymore, your daughter is already dead. And Jesus said, I'm still coming. I'm still coming. Don't worry. Sorry. And Jesus showed up in the house of Jairus. And when he saw the daughter, he said, she's not dead. She's sleeping. What happened? People there started laughing. People there started laughing. And so what did Jesus do? He said, all right, Peter, James, and John, come with me. Not only Peter, James, and John, the parents, come with me. And he said, every other person, stay outside. Now, the reason that he did it that way is, look at the people he selected. The 3 disciples that are very close to him, who have seen more things than any other disciple. So obviously, they understand that if he says he's going to move this mountain, he will move it. And then, who are the other 2 he selected? He selected the father of the daughter of the girl. He selected the father of the girl and the daughter of the girl. What am I saying? He selected the father of the girl and the mother of the girl. These are the two people who want to see this girl alive. This tells you that in selecting the people that are around you, you must look at interest. Interest. What is this person's interest around me? Why are you here? You could have been friends with other people. Why is your friendship with me important to you? No. I cannot do this topic in one take. Why? Yes, I know you want to be friends with me, but you don't have to ask the person directly. But why? Why? Ask yourself that question. Why does this person, what is my friendship with this person going to benefit this person? And don't be offended when people also ask those questions about you in their head, because it's important. Jesus would have all just taken Peter, James, and John and gone into the room to heal Jairus' daughter or to raise her from the dead. But he said, okay, it's fine if everybody stays outside, but let the mother and the father come also, because these people, I know, they want their daughter alive, not the other people outside that are just here to see whether the miracle will work or not. And of course, we have Gethsemane, a vulnerable moment for Jesus. He still reduced the circle. Because even if you are grieving, not everybody should know that you are grieving. Not everybody should know that you have lost your job. Not everybody should know that something that was going well for you is no longer going well for you. Not everybody should know that you're having issues in your marriage. Not everybody should know when you are down. And I don't know how else to say this that is going to make it make sense to you. In your victories, not everybody should know. At least not when it's not public knowledge yet. When you want to do certain things in life, not everyone should know. Number 3, when you are in your down moments, vulnerable, something has happened that is not pleasant, not everyone should know until it becomes public knowledge. Not everyone should know. There are some things I would have said on this call, but I can't say it, because if I say it, I have it's going to cause not even public backlash, but within my circle. And so the deeper the moment, the smaller the circle should be. Don't feel guilty for not station, because you are not a radio station. Now radios have everything that they want to say. If you're not talking about Iran, then you're talking about US, or you're talking about this, there are now things to talk about. But do you know that there are times when there is peace everywhere, there's no drama, radio stations have to go and look for what to talk about? And that's how some of you are. Okay, you want to build this house, and now you're looking for where to buy land. You have not bought the land, but you have started telling people, I can just find where to buy. What is your problem? What is your problem? You must understand that even if people mean the best for you, you're not a radio station. You're not a radio station. Now, even with the 3 disciples, can I shock you? Even with the 3 disciples, Jesus still selected one. Say, this one is my best friend. This one, John, no, it's my best friend. Now I'm talking of 3 people, 1, 2, 3. It's already very small now. What's he still doing? He still selected one. Say, John, the one I love. was described that way. The main focus on this one is John 13. John chapter 13. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John chapter 13. Man, these scriptures are long. And I'm trying to beat time. So, within the 3 disciples, Jesus still had one that was close. And so this particular John 13 was talking about the last supper. All right, the last supper where Jesus will say, "Oh, one of you is going to betray me," identifies who is going to betray him, and all of that. And obviously, the rest is history. But look at going from the Last Supper upward. They went to the Garden of Gethsemane, where, of course, he took the 3, and they went to pray and all of that. Now, at Golgotha, like at the cross where Jesus was crucified, take note, there was only one disciple that was mentioned at the cross. There was only one person that was present that we know about. And who was that? Coincidentally, it was John. And the Bible said that Jesus talked to his mother that, "Mama, you see that disciple standing beside you? His name is John. He is now your son. John, she's now your mother. Behold your son. Son, behold your mother." He handed his mother over to John. Jesus had brothers. He had sisters. But instead of that, he handed his mom over to John. You see, I cannot overemphasize how you should handle your circle. But if at this point you have still not seen the reason why you shouldn't just be spreading everything about you out there, then there's a problem. So even if people are close to you, they cannot be close to you the same way. I have some friends that I cannot talk to them about everything. And all of them have the kind of things I can talk to them about in their own unique way. There are people that I can talk to them if I'm having money issues. There are people I can talk to if the wala is relationship. There are some people I can talk to if I'm thinking of, this is my career move now. I want to do this, but I'm not really sure. Let me get a second opinion. There are some people that is their jurisdiction in my life. I mean, we are friends generally, but I know that within this group, within this small circle, if I need something like this, this is the person I can talk to. And so you see that even Moses, Abraham, everybody that was ever listed for greatness, they had a circle of demarcation. They were not just available to everybody or spreading news to everybody. Moses had his own elders. I mean, they call them elders, but if you look at them, they were still his friends. And at the end of the day, he still came down to 2 people, Miriam and Aaron. Coincidentally, they were his siblings. Now, God is not a God of crowds. I need you to understand that God is not a God of crowds. He's a God of encounters. So if you decide that everything that happens to me, the crowd should know about it. And I know where this thing comes from sometimes. It comes from the need for validation. And that's why I didn't just jump into this topic. I've talked about beast of burden, I've talked about life of shit, I've talked about different topics leading up to this point. You need to handle issues in your life. You need to handle issues in your life. You cannot, and I'm saying it clearly and as unequivocal as possible, you cannot be a person who, if you're entering your kitchen now and a fly perches on you, the whole world will know about it in the next 30 minutes. You cannot be that person. You will not survive this world. Is it not funny how some celebrities in their peak have gotten married and you don't even know? I mean, the celebrities that they invited to the marriage, how come nobody posted about it? At every point in time, you must know what your goal is. Because if you cannot identify your goal, you will be living your life as if you're on a stage, trying to impress everyone, trying to please everyone. And that's not how life should work. You are not in this world to receive validation from others. That's why God created you independently. Created you separate, created other people separate, created everybody separate. Why do you think that me that was created separately and you that was created separately, I need your validation in order to enjoy the separate life that I was given? Why? I'm not saying you should turn into a CIA secret agent, blah, blah, blah. But you must exercise wisdom in everything you do. And I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Not everyone needs full access. These are things I want to point out now. Number one, not everybody needs full access. Visibility is not access. That people are seeing you does not mean it's access. They don't know you. It's fine. They are seeing you, but it's fine. So it's okay if people see you. But somebody shouldn't be able to look at you and say, hey, that man, he has 4 children. Now, next week now, he's going to come with another car. Just watch. Come on. And you don't know who you are sharing this information to. You don't know who is going to get to. And that's why sometimes you plan something, it's going to work. And next thing you don't understand why it's not working. It's because you have shared too much. And people that don't want it to happen have gone in front to wait for you. They've gone in front to wait for you. And so, sorry. Now you have been caught. Do you think that during the birth of Jesus, around that area where Herod was killing all the children, do you think that if Jesus' mother had gone on Instagram and said, all right, get ready with me as we take our son to Bethlehem, do you think that Jesus would have reached Bethlehem when Herod is looking for him? You know, you have to be wise. Jesus wouldn't have reached Bethlehem anything, not to talk of him. There are things you must be discreet about. The wise men, after seeing Jesus, when it was time to go, the Holy Spirit said, my brother, if you try me, don't follow that place that you came from. Follow another place. Don't try me. Because in your time of refuge, information protection is very important. Another thing, capacity determines closeness. Some people cannot carry what you carry. And so there are some people around me, I tell them things for their level. And if I go too deep, you may become confused. And you may be looking at me and say, what does this guy have said that Don't worry. I'm not prepared. I'm preparing for when I will have. I'm preparing for when I will have. So somebody who is capable of doing this should have more access than somebody who is capable of just listening to you. Because remember, I said anybody that you want to have around you, make sure that the person within yourself, you can answer the question, why is my friendship with this person important to this person? Number one. Number two, you have to also ask the question, what is this person going to be doing when I allow them into my space? It's not just for boyfriend and girlfriend. It is also for your friends. It's not only in relationship that you ask questions. In friendships, before you allow people too close to you, ask yourself that question. You don't have to ask them. Ask yourself. And when they come initially, observe. And so when people ask me, how many friends do you have? I'm like, I don't know, but they're not a lot. I'm like, are you an introvert? I don't understand. Am I an introvert? Okay. I beg you. All right. Too many voices distort direction. This is the third one. Right? And we're rounding up now. We're rounding up. It's just that, like that stuff they say when they say too many chefs spoil the meal or spoil the soup or spoil the stew, whatever. I can't remember the exact quote, but when there are too many people, something has happened in your life and you need advice, but you're asking like 6 people at the same don't worry. One will say this, two will say this, number 3 is going to say this, number 4 will say that. By the time you get to number 6, you are as confused as you were when you started. Is it rocket science? It's not rocket science. And then love everyone. This is very important. Love everyone, but trust selectively. See, Jesus is the perfect example for the close circle principle. He loved everybody, even the sinners, he loved everybody. But look at this. He revealed himself to a few. Now, I'll give you an example. Look at when Jesus healed the demon-possessed man, the man who had legion in him. Legion. And when Jesus was trying to heal him, thank you, Holy Spirit, for this example. He sent the demons, after bargaining, into the swine, and the swine went downhill. After this man received his healing, he was delivered from these demons. What did he tell Jesus? Permit me to follow you now. Permit me to do what? To follow you now. And Jesus said, roll up. I know that you have just been delivered. I know you are free now. But it never reach like that now. Stay here. Preach the gospel. Tell people your story. Beyond the strategy of evidence that Jesus was trying to implement there, because the scripture recorded that the next time Jesus came there, about 3,000 or 4,000 people had believed the message of Jesus, right? It's fine. But beyond that, Jesus did not still allow him to go with him immediately. Because I just knew you now. Why are we hugging now? Oh, I just knew you now. Why are you asking me for too many details? I just knew you. If we are together and police come and carry 2 of us that you did something, I cannot say you did not do it. I just met you now. So, as usual, these are questions you should reflect on. Number one, who has access to your deepest thoughts? That thing that you have in mind, you've not done it yet, but you're about to do it. Who has access to it? And that's why sometimes if they're looking for somebody, maybe somebody is missing, they've not seen you for days, the first set of people they ask you, call his friends. Let's know if anyone has any information. Who has access to that information? Number two, ask yourself this question: who is influencing your decisions? You know, I don't believe anybody makes decisions just like that. Maybe once in a while, yes, but other times, I have I have friends. Some of them randomly call me for random things. Somebody has called me before and said, "I have these two refrigerators. This does this. This does that. Which one do you think I should go for?" And do you think if I had given the person another opinion, this person was already in the showroom, by the way. If I'd said, "Oh, go with this other one," even if the person doesn't go with it, the person starts considering it, and that's influence already. So who is that person? And it can be one person. Different areas of life may have different people influencing it in your life. That is fine. But ask yourself that question. Of course, the last one is, have you opened your life to people God didn't assign to that level? You know, God assigns people of different levels to your life at any level you find yourself. And so ask yourself that question. Have I opened myself to people in my life that God has not assigned me to? All right, we close with this. Jesus was surrounded by many. However, he revealed himself to a few. If the Son of God lived with boundaries, why do we feel guilty having our own boundaries? Why? Don't allow anybody to play with your mind on this. The Son of God who came to save everybody, he lived with boundaries. Why are you allowing everybody around you? And finally, not everyone needs distance. You don't have to keep everybody far away from you. But then, not everybody deserves closeness. They don't have to be too close to you. Oh, that's a sign of me dropping mic. Remember, the topic for today is 3 of the 12, the closed circle principle. And I believe you have been blessed. My name remains Dozie, Chuks, or Chuks Dozie. And in the tech space, I'm known as Dev Chuks. It is very important that you hold the extracts from this teaching close to your heart and implement them. Knowing is not enough. You have to do it. Try it. It's not usually easy when you start setting these boundaries. It may feel lonely sometimes too. But is it important? My God, it is. All right. Thank you so much. If you have joined up to this point, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and of course, make sure you share this with somebody who you feel it's very important for the person to know about this. It's very important that you subscribe so that next time I'm here, you'll be the first person to know. Thank you so much. My name is Chuks Dozie. See you same place, same time next week. Bye.